It's time for another debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, and the first in the 2024 season. It's coming up on June 27th, and today I'm going to analyze what to expect and make a few predictions. That's coming up here on the Jonathan Lovegrove YouTube channel. Okay, everybody, it's hard to believe it, but it's actually happening. Trump versus Biden. It's the rematch after 2020, now in 2024. Now, before we actually start talking about the debate, we have to look at how this came about. And it really started with a push from Trump. Trump actually started to have a debate podium beside his podium at rallies, and he really was putting out this messaging: let's debate anytime, anywhere. And this actually put Biden in a nice position because Biden then got to set the terms of the debate. Biden responded to that request with this video.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
After that video, Biden agreed to 2 debates, with the first one, which is about to happen, on CNN. It's more friendly territory for Biden, and also some ground rules were set. The first rule that we expect to see is muted microphones. When it's not a candidate's turn, their microphone will be turned down. Now, a lot of the media, a lot of social media is making a big deal of this. The reality is that this is happening with no live audience, and that means both candidates will be able to hear each other just fine. The reality is, even if a mic is turned off for the audience, they'll still be able to hear an interruption, so interruptions can still occur. So I'm not actually sure this will do very much, but there will be, to some degree, muted microphones. Also, no props are allowed, and that means we're not going to see a Vivek Ramaswamy moment, no signs, no documents, none of that, which honestly is probably for the better. Also, there will be 2 commercial breaks, and also, the moderators of this debate are Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, who plan, they say according to CNN, to enforce these rules. And this shouldn't be a surprise. These 2 are more liberal-leaning in the questions they ask. They're at CNN, so we're going to see more left questions than, say, if this were hosted on Fox News. That's to be expected. I think we can expect to see questions about January 6th, maybe election denial, democracy in general. Questions that we likely wouldn't see given towards Trump on Fox News, we're definitely going to see it on CNN. And we've actually seen that. Trump's gone onto CNN with a town hall. Listen to this clip.
When it comes to your documents, did you ever show those classified documents to anyone?
Not really. I would have the right to. By the way, they were declassified
What do you mean, not really?
after. Not that I can think of. Let me just tell you, I have the absolute right to do whatever I want with them. I have the right. I was negotiating with NARA. Do you know what NARA is?
The National Archives.
Extremely left group of
them.
people. Extremely left. And I was negotiating with
They're
them.
not
All of a
left,
sudden,
they're
they
bipartisan.
raided my house. They didn't raid the house of Joe Biden. They didn't raid Obama.
But Joe Biden didn't ignore a subpoena to get those documents back like
Joe
you
Biden
did. And
took
so that's the question.
1,850 boxes.
But that's the question that investigators have, I think, is why you held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return them.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's
you
the
mind?
answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to. You're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
So it should not be a surprise if we see questions about these topics that Trump really isn't a fan of or has more controversial views on. Okay, both candidates will debate at uniform podiums with positions decided by a coin flip. This is all very normal debate etiquette and kind of prep, and we've seen the Commission of Presidential Debates has been sidelined, so now we actually see CNN and the candidates agreeing to these rules. No commission, but this is to be expected. Also, no props or other assets are allowed at the podium. That means they can't have notes. Each candidate will have a pen, paper, and water, but no notes. So this will be interesting to see. Biden is going to have to recall legislation. recall data points, as will Trump, but Biden to a greater degree since he's the incumbent and has been passing some level of policy. But he'll have to do that without notes, just pen, paper, and water. Also, campaign staff cannot interact with the candidates, so neither candidate can get help midway through the debate. And there will be no studio audience, which honestly I think is better for actually getting substance in a debate. An audience can skew perception with applause or booing, and that really doesn't let it be a totally fair debate based on who's there. Okay, so those are the details of the debate, and now I want to make some predictions. First, I expect to see a dynamic of the moderators versus Trump. I wouldn't be surprised, we've seen Trump do this before, if he were to call out the moderators. I think that would be a very expected thing. Also, another dynamic. I think a lot of Americans have tuned out of politics, and this debate is going to be a wake-up moment to gather attention, bring eyeballs back to this race. And I think the reality here is, Americans will remember who Trump is. Trump hasn't changed. He's still loud, he's still a little obnoxious, he's an argumentative person, and I think America will remember who Trump is, probably not to his favor. Also, Biden has incredibly low expectations for this debate. Because of the Trump and the GOP's rhetoric on him making incoherent sentences, not being able to operate, because those expectations have been set so low, a very normal debate performance by Biden could actually exceed expectations by quite a bit. Okay, so here is my final prediction. Based on everything I've just told you, I think this debate will be a slight boost for Biden. He's on friendly turf, friendly territory, and the structure of the debate is set up probably in his favor. Also, Americans are going to remember Trump, and with low expectations set for Biden, I think a very normal performance could help him out. With one exception. If Biden has a very major gaffe that gets played again and again, that loops on TikTok, that's on broadcast television 24/7, if there's a major gaffe like that, that could be killer for Biden. But overall, if Biden can pull off a very standard, boring debate performance, I think that will be in his favor. Thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed because after the debate, I'll have more analysis. I'll see you in my next video.